We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down.
Music licensing reimagined.
Watch the game change, yeah.
Artlist.io.
Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. I do not gamble, but bet on me. Tell them that's like yeah, c'est la vie. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I kinda win.
Music licensing reimagined.
Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now while the options. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Good evening, good evening. Welcome in the sports chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And what a game that was on display tonight. Right? It was very competitive. More importantly, it was for bragging rights in the division, bragging rights in the conference, so to speak, right? As the Green Bay Packers headed up to Detroit to play the Lions in Ford Field. The Lions went into the game 11-1. Packers went in there 9-3. And there was a lot of action. Back and forth they went, especially in the second half. Back and forth they went. Lions would score, the Packers would make it interesting. So we heading to the fourth. And, with the Lions in the lead, with the Packers in the lead, or they tied it up. The Lions do some things in the final minutes, and they pull out the victory, 34-31, giving the Lions. It's not a commanding lead in the division, but they do advance to become 12-1, and the Green Bay Packers are now 9-4. So basically, it's a three-game lead in the division. But when you add the fact that there is a game lead for the Lions as far as head-to-head play, there is a 4-game lead, right? And it's only basically this game 13 for both teams. This is only 4 games left. So that basically means the Lions got to lose a couple of times and the Packers got to win straight out, right? In order for them to get the division crown, possibly the number 1 seed. So basically they eliminated themselves tonight in numbers wise, not in reality, right? Because in the sports arena, anything is possible, right? And when it's anything is possible. You don't count nobody out per se, but it does give them a commanding position. Does the Lions have now over this game? So, we'll talk about it, but it's just the last second. You might as well say that these guys are cardiac kids, right? The Detroit Lions are the cardiac kids. What do I mean? They take everything down to the last second. They give you gutsy calls and gutsy plays and turn around and just make it look like it was nothing the whole entire time. And then win the game with zeros on the end of the game, right? Pulled out another win, right? But it's a very big win for the Detroit Lions. The Packers are still in a very good position to make the playoffs. Make no mistakes about it, right? But it's just something about, the Detroit Lions. And I know Detroit is standing up, having a day, right? What up, though, Detroit? But, this game was very competitive all the way through. And you can't really say, it was a dominating performance by either team per se, because it went down to the wire, right? Like if we look at the stats, right? Jared Goff was 32 of 41, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, right? The running game was okay. Montgomery had 51 yards on 14 carries. Jameer Gibbs had 15 for 43. They even ran the ball with Amon St. Brown. He got 10 and Goff had 7, right? So if you do the math, that's only 111 yards, right? Jameson Williams was the lead receiver with 80 receiving yards, 5 receptions, but Patrick had a 2-touchdown performance. Jameer Gibbs had 1 in the air. He had 30 yards with 6 receptions, right? It's just, like I said, the way they play football is just unbelievable. Jordan Love didn't do too bad, right? He was 12 of 20. Commander, what up, 9? He was 12 of 20 for 206 yards with a touchdown. But Jacobs, the running back, he had 3 touchdowns or 18 carries for 66 yards, which primarily kept them in the game for the most part. Watson had 114 yards receiving. Like I said, it was neck and neck. Like you can go all the way through the whole thing, whether it's team stats, whether it's individual stats, right? The Lions outgained them 391 yards, right? The time of possession is what played the game for them, right? Because they had 36 minutes and the Packers only had 24. But like I said, when the Packers had the ball, they moved the ball effectively. They moved the ball efficiently up and down the field. But when they got the ball, once they kicked that field goal, and once Dan Campbell understood the time he had to get to where he needed to do, he played it masterfully. He planned it. He coordinated it masterfully. Jared Goff was very precise with his passing in the last 2 minutes. The running game helped him out. A couple of huge 4th down plays, and they made it through there. So, it was just an awesome game. It was nice. It was a great game to watch this Thursday night, and now you just worry about, who the next teams that they play, right? You know that the Lions, they're going to start to play the Vikings again. They're going to play, if I'm not mistaken, I forgot who they're playing right now. I think they play the Eagles next in the next 10 days, I believe. Both teams get the 10 days off, right? So you don't really worry about that per se. I'm sorry. They play the Lions on the 15th, but they play Buffalo, and Buffalo is traveling to Ford Field, and that's a home game for them. And they got that on the 15th, so that's a good 10-day rest for them. but Buffalo definitely having something to play for as far as the conference, as they more than likely, well, they sealed their division up. Ain't nobody catching them. I think the rest of the division is sub 500, as they got the Jets, the Pats, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. Even though Miami's playing good ball, they're still under 500. But that's their next opponent. That's the 425 game on the 15th, and they got some tough games coming forward due to Lions, right? They got Buffalo on the 15th, one more conference game with the Bears, the Lions on the last game on the January 5th, and the 49ers, they head out to San Francisco. Me personally, I could see them losing that game in San Francisco, just to, the scheduling of the game, right? They're home for Detroit. They go to Chicago, then they go to San Francisco, and then come back home to finish off the regular season against the Minnesota Vikings. So, you know, they're in good hands as far as, like I said, 12-1. They played the first game of the week. You got to see what the Eagles do per se, if they keep pace. Coming up, I believe they play the Panthers this weekend. So most of us is going to consider that a win, even though Bryce Young is playing some good football for the Eagles. They understand it's a must win to keep up with the Lions to get the number one seed. I don't think they can, afford to take any games off as they head down the stretch. But we're going to look at their schedule too. They got a tough schedule, right? They got the Panthers this week. They have Pittsburgh coming to Philly. That's a state rivalry, right? That's on the 15th. The Eagles and the Commanders, and then the Cowboys. They go down to Dallas on the 29th and play the Giants at home to finish up the season. So they are going to, it's going to be nip and tuck. They're going to be watching each other, but Philly has to win. Just because, if I'm not mistaken, did they play the Lions? I think they played the Lions this year. Am I tripping? That's preseason. Regular season. No, they didn't play the Lions. I thought they played the Lions. But their record has to hold still for them to, they have to finish out the season and hope the Lions lose 2 games as well. So, it was just an awesome game. I thought my guy would be up here to rant and rave, but shout out to the Word. That's his team. He comes up here, he contributes to the channel, and he likes to talk about the awesomeness of the Detroit Lions. But like I said, it was a very good game. It wasn't really much else to talk about tonight. But what we basically can do, we can run down the games of week 14. So that way everybody has an understanding of some of the important games of this week for positioning in the playoffs and things of that nature. Let's see. We already know that in the AFC in the NFC rather, you have the game, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings, right? That game is important because the Atlanta Falcons are in a tie for the NFC South with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And not only that, but the Minnesota Vikings are a game. Well, yeah, they're a game behind the Detroit Lions for the division lead and the conference lead, even though they're 10-2. But because stop laughing, Commander. Uh, because the Lions played tonight, they're a little bit ahead of them, right? So that's an important game. The Bucks, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game is now an important game, even though they're playing the Las Vegas Raiders. It's important because they need to keep pace with the Falcons as far as the division lead in the NFC South. So that game is going to be important. For me, the most important game of the entire rest of the week is in the NFC West. The Seattle Seahawks are playing the Arizona Cardinals, and the Seahawks are in first place in the NFC West. They're only a game in front of the Cardinals, and they travel down to Arizona to play that game. So not only is it a division rivalry, it's a game that's going to see who's going to be in first place after that game. Will it be a tie? Will the Seahawks gain a game? And not to be funny, but even the the Ram game is important because the Rams are 6-6 and right behind the 7-5 Eagles as they fight for a position in the NFC West. Because in all reality, there's only one team that's going to come out the NFC West, and that's the winner of the NFC West. So those two games I just said, but specifically the Cardinals and the Seahawks is going to be the more important game of the week because of first place. We know that the Bills is trying to gain first place in the conference in the AFC. So that's a game of importance for them. So it's like a must win for both teams, the Rams and the Bills. So like I said, these games are going to count. Kansas City played a Sunday night game as they lead the conference 11-1. They play a division rival, Los Angeles Chargers, and the Los Angeles Chargers is trying to win to solidify playoff spots and also slow the momentum down of the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 11-1. Do the Steelers play this week? They play Cleveland. The Steelers are the division leaders in the NFC North. I believe the Ravens have the week off. So Pittsburgh cannot play down to this team again, as they just lost to them a couple of weeks ago. So, it's this game is somewhat of importance because if Pittsburgh lose and then Baltimore comes back, then I believe they have to play each other again in the next couple of weeks. But, it's crunch time for everybody. It's crunch time for all the division leaders. It's crunch time for all the playoffs contenders. So, Denver's a playoff contender. I believe they have a bye. The Chargers is one of the wild card teams. The Ravens is one of the wild card teams. It's interesting how 2 of the 3 wild card teams have the day off. So those teams like the Dolphins, the Colts. I think the Colts have the week off as well. Those are the teams that's trying to fight for the AFC. And the NFC, like I said, is pretty locked up because I think the 7th seed is the Commanders, and I think they're 7-5 or 8-5 or something to that extent. So, and then you got the lower teams like the Bucks or the NFC South second place team, which is 6-6. You got the Rams. You got Cardinals, all of them are 6-6. It's a 2 game lead, but you know, for the 7th seed in the NFC, but you have to play the game so you can solidify your position in the game, right? So it's going to be an interesting week, but I wanted to touch on some of the games of importance tonight. As we had an opportunity to speak about this game tonight. And like I said, it was a great game. Once again, the Lions pull out another victory, 34-31. Uh, you know, and I didn't even put my thumbnail on here. I was so hesitant or quick to get on the live to talk about the game. I didn't put my thumbnail. Excuse me. So yeah, no, I was speeding just to get this live up and active. Excuse me again. But yeah, so like I said, for those of you guys that are going to pick the games, you still could pick the game. Just put it on the community wall. Just have it up there by Sunday, 1 o'clock, as the first game start. You know, like I said, I'll be keeping an eye on the Falcons Vikings. The Falcons Vikings in 4 o'clock games. The Cardinals Seahawks, Rams Bills. The Monday night game is not going to even be relevant because they're both under 500. They're like 5 and 8 respectively. So, I mean, if some game breaking things occur, like somebody throw for 500 or 600 yards, or somebody break a record or something like that, we'll definitely have that conversation Monday night as the Bengals are heading down to Dallas to play the Cowboys. But like I said, that game is not of importance, but they keeping it on the schedule for whatever, they're keeping it on Monday night. I don't think they can flex the Monday night games as they do Sunday nights. So, but like I said, those 3 games I will keep an eye on in particular, right? I didn't share my last live stream either. I think I just jumped. Yeah, I just think I just jumped up here, Commander. I really did. Because what happened was, uh, I was so caught up in Realist. Shout out to Realist. He's not here because he's on live. He was doing a live about, he was talking about Papa Will and Lady Jazzy D or Jazzy J, right? So I was supporting them. You know, let me just say this, right? Uh, I know we consider ourselves content creators on here. I know that we a lot of people tend to believe that YouTube is for entertainment, and so for the most part it is. But in all reality, we all have lives off of here. Me personally, I think that some people, you know, they live their real lives through this app, right? So with these situations that are occurring, like I say, condolences to Jazzy D's family. Uh, we're praying heavily for Papa Will, right? These people have been influencers, right? They have made people smile. They have given them some good conversation, some good content on here, right? So that's why, it's always good to give people their flowers in real life, right? Because when it's time to go on home, to be called home by the creator, you can't receive your flowers. You don't know what they're gonna look like. You know what I mean? I think it's time for us to come to the reality that these things these conversations, these content creators, the all of these people have a hand in uh making people we make some people days, right? My goal is to on this channel is to make people understand that you can come over here, kick your shoes off, we can shoot the breeze about sports, whether it's tonight football, whether it's basketball season that's revving up, college basketball is revving up, college football is about to start uh, the playoff rounds, the conference championships, right? As we hit December, all of these things is to allow people to try their best to escape whatever real life situations that they go through, right? I am humbled and honored to be able to create a scene like that, right? Just sit down and talk about, like tonight. We had a great game. We had people you know, we had teams fighting for positions in the playoffs, but what we didn't have is nothing crazy that occurred, right? No major injuries, nothing to that extent to scare the people away. It was pure entertainment, right? We got a good game. We got a last second field goal to seal the game. We got all of these things, and we got through our nights, right? Like right now, there's basketball games being played, right? That I had to go ahead and observe. But I wanted to talk about this game because this is a game of importance. It allowed us to understand that the Lions they have just, took a team in their division, took a competitor in their conference, and they basically made sure that they can't catch them anymore. That's what we try to do here. We try to show love. We try to show entertainment for those that go through those hardships, right? People come home from work, and they may not watch the television. Some people escape through this app. My goal is, like I said, to just have the conversations so that way, hey, we ain't gotta hear no nonsense. We talking strictly sports and entertainment. We'll talk about boxing. We'll talk about wrestling, entertainment. We even we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. But it's just for strictly. It's like barbershop talk, or for the lady salon talk, right? It's just to come in and shoot the breeze about whatever is happening in the world of sports and entertainment. That's what we do here, right? But on a serious note, there are other people that influences people elsewhere. We have to understand that we have an opportunity to be of importance, right? Some people complain about YouTube and everybody having a voice, and everybody opinion matters. Okay, if that's how y'all want to look at it, that's how y'all want to look at it. A lot of us just escape everyday society by having these conversations. And like I said, me personally, I just wanted to be comfortable enough for people to have these conversations and do the things that they need to do going forward, just to end their day. And then, hopefully as people get off of here and go to sleep and have a restful evening, they can say, you know what? I didn't have to worry about the melodrama. I didn't have to watch the news and see such and such. I got to hear somebody talking about a good football game, giving me the stats, giving me their opinions of how the game was won and things of that nature. And now I can just say, you know what? I can go ahead, go to sleep and start my day tomorrow. However, I'm going to start my day, hopefully pleasantly, because the last voice I heard was about Thursday night football and how the Lions, in this case, pulled off that game. And now we can start our Friday, our TGIF, hopefully. That's what we're here for. But like I said, these two influencers that we have lost in the YouTube community, well, we lost the DJ Jazzy J, right? We lost her, and we're asking for prayers for Papa Will. We want God to place his healing hands on Papa Will's body. We need all the prayers, may they be may the prayers be meaningful and be reached by the creator. So we just want sincere prayers for a speedy recovery and things of that nature. Pray for their family and loved ones so that realize what's going on. So, that's the thing about what we do here. And like I said, at the end of the day, we just come through and we try to brighten people's days when people go through situations like this, right? There's no chaos, there's no crazy conversations, but sports and entertainment and things of that nature. That's what we try to do on the everyday basis. Shout out to Realist for coming in. Even, he just finished his live. Uh, you know, we appreciate everything that he does. He definitely deserves some flowers, even though he's modest and he may not want to accept them sometimes. But he's the realest one on here. He has that name for a reason. He keeps himself as much as he can away from the chaos, away from the static, and just has the conversation, whatever the topic of the day is, right? Like I said, today he was just asking, he was talking about the people that he been around in the YouTube society, and it just happened to be these very two people that I'm talking about right now. And like I said, when you've been in this community, whether you want to call it a community or not, it's a YouTube community, and some people they get you through certain situations. Like I said, Papa Will, he was a very well spoken person. He added into conversations, and for the shocking news that he's going through what he's going through is it's a hurtful thing for a lot of people, because a lot of people play characters on here, but you can also notice the genuine people that surround you or is on the app, right? And these two people, no matter how you view them, they was genuine, right? One was slick with the mouth, but kept it 100. The other one was, he kept it 100 too. So, that's the thing about this thing, right? You get tired of hearing of all the negative aspects, but in all reality, some of the things that we talk about is reality, right? And that's the thing that we're gonna miss about these two individuals. Well, we're gonna miss one about the one that passed. Rest in peace to her. But Papa Will, we're praying for with the earnest expectation that he has the healing hands on him and he can recover from it. We understand with the creator, improbable is not impossible, because he can create things, he can do things that nobody else can, right? So we're just going to continue to pray for Papa Will, and I believe yeah, he is. We're definitely going to have we're going to do a lot. Well, Word is going to do a live on Papa Will on Saturday. I believe that'll be 12:30 tomorrow night, which is eventually Saturday. We're gonna go support. We're gonna support Word as he does that. He's gonna do some things and show how much of a great person Papa Will was, which we all understand he was. OG, that's right. So we're gonna support Word on that Saturday. He's already posted it on his community wall. Busted Down Brown already shared it. So, we're gonna do those things for these people. It's just time for people to get their love, their flowers. There's some people that's gonna get some flowers too, because there's a lot of people that is deserving of the flowers, whether they just they just support people, whether they add to the content or whatever. It's just time to show people that they're appreciated while they're here. It's a blessing to show, hey, I appreciate you, just coming through and hitting the like button, or I appreciate you coming up here to add to this content, whether it's realist, whether it's word, whether it's commander. They come and add to this all the time. Uh, yeah, so it's just like I said, it's just time to show love to the individuals. It's just sad that we have to show it to them when they're in the conditions that they're in Papa Will in particular, and Lady J. Lady J, she's not even here to receive that. And, like I said, for me, it's just time for us to just show love where it's at, right? We need to stop worrying about the bickering and all that other stuff. We have to find ways to limit our chaotic selves and find a way to become people that give people their flowers. Stop looking for the negative in things and look for the good in things. But like I said, that's the channel. That's the channel that you guys are on tonight. We try our best to entertain you guys with sports and entertainment. Now tomorrow night I may pop up here because y'all know what it is. It's Wrestling Friday. We'll go ahead and talk about SmackDown. We'll recap what happened on Raw, which was absolutely crazy. Did not see that coming. Those of y'all that been on the chat, been in the channel, y'all definitely know we talk about these two things and NXT. Matter of fact, whoop that shit got handled a little bit this week. I did catch a little bit of AEW. Y'all bear with me. That's not a good thing, but yeah, you never know what folks got going on, and that's another thing too, right? Even though this is the sports channel, check on those people that always helping people, right? Because every time they say they fine, you got to remember that if they helping so many people, they pour out to a lot of people, right? And even if they say they fine, check their temperature, man. Go ahead and just be a ear for them if they need to vent. Be a shoulder for them if they need to something to lean on. Because at the end of the day, doing the things that we do on this app is not for the weak. It's really not. Right? You come up here, you try to make content for people to come through and sit down and have a conversation. For the most part, I know a lot of people do premieres, but even the premieres is for people to gather around and have a conversation. Most of us do the premiere, and then if there's any, the questions at hand, we'll have a conversation on the next premiere or the next live, or yeah, we might just start another live later on that evening if the questions are that important to be answered, So, shout out to all the content creators, shout out to all the influencers, right? Shout out to those that want to do this. Just understand that there's going to be some good days, some bad days, right? Now, for most of us, we're going through a bad day because, like I said, the news that we have gotten just this week alone, it's a sad day. It's a sad week for the YouTube content creators, the YouTube streets, and things like that. So we're gonna do what we can, right? But I'm pretty sure they will want us to keep going on with what we're doing. Not for them not to be quote unquote a burden / distraction. But when you do the things that you do, and when you touch so many people, it's not about being a burden. It's about showing love to you. It's our fault that we ain't show it to you the way we're supposed to, is when you are able to receive it. And that's something that we all have to work on, right? Going forward. But in the meantime, like I said, we're just going to do the best that we can with everyday performances on this app, whether it's, like I said, talking about sports, or we talking about, conversations of the day, or some people may talk about whatever it is. We're going to have to do better. We're going to have to show appreciation for those that are here and are able to receive it. So, I'm gonna cut this short because, it's taken away. Yeah, we got to manifest the positive energy. That's something that we always talk about every day, right? Coming together. Let's sit down and have that conversation. Bust it. Be having that conversation like, yo, let's just sit down, and we don't need a table. Let's just sit down and see how we can just manifest the energy of positivity only. We don't need tables. We just need each other. Let's whatever y'all want to call it kumbaya moments, call it kumbaya moment. But let me also say this, right? Let's just not make these situations a momentary situation, right? As we sending best wishes to these people that are going through these situations. Let's continuously work on it. Let's not just make this like a 1 day thing or a couple days things. Let's continuously work at this. Let's continuously show love to people. Let's continuously try to promote the positive energy as well as a realist just said, and make this a safe place, as safe as possible. We're all still going to be worried about people doing things. We understand that part, but let's try to make this as safe as possible. I know on this channel, I do my best to make it a safe place. That's why, if you come up here, we'll talk about, sports and things like that, or whatever you want to talk about. If it, I'll do my best to relate it to sports, and at the same time, give you whatever I can. If it's an ear to hear, a shoulder to lean on, or just a conversation to distract you, I can do all of those things for you. So that's what we're gonna do on Sports Chat. And those that are around me, whether it's Word, whether it's Realist, whether it's Commander. I'm so excited for her. But that's what we're gonna do going forward. I appreciate everybody for stopping through tonight. Like I said, I'll more than likely be on tomorrow night to talk about WWE Friday wrestling. That's what they call it down yonder, wrestling. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about what happened on SmackDown, the aftermath. We're going to talk about a couple. I think Jacob Fatu broke his. My 33 brother, what up though? We're going to talk about the injuries that happened in War Games. I believe Jacob Fatu broke his ankle on that flip. We know Bronson Reed is injured. We see the return of Drew McIntyre from on Monday. We're going to find out what's happening Friday. I don't know. LA Knight his ego might be bruised. Oh, my fault. Yeah, I was over here doing this, I mean, the link is up. Well, damn, where's the link? The link is up top if you want to jump up here. But I was just, I was talking about, your guys real quick, and then, I just had to jump on. I was kind of late too, though. Like I said, I was over there with Realist for a minute, and then, my cousin was going through, she was emotional over Jazzy, so I had to make sure she was okay real quick, and then I came on here a few minutes late just for that reason. Just show love to Realist as he was showing love to Pop, right? So all of this stuff. He said, "Hey, at Realist, hey bro, I talked to KY. We're going to do a show for Pop Saturday, and he asked if you would come." So like I was just saying that, but that's what I'm saying, man. It's just time to like just come together and do the things, show love to the people that deserve love. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that was pretty much it, though. I ain't saying nothing too much. I thought you were gonna come up here and talk about your rabbit foot lions, but and that's what I said in the beginning. Like they pulled out another win to sum up what happened on Thursday Night Football. The Lions pulled out a win with a last second field goal, take a commanding lead over the Vikings. The Packers, as literally the Packers got to win every game, and the Lions would have to lose a couple games. I ain't getting Realist notification either. I didn't get you. All right, so yeah, Commander, they rabbit foots because, like I said, they was up there playing around and stuff like that. They let the Packers come and take the lead. The Lions came back and took the lead again, and then what happened? The Packers kicked the field goal, and then the Lions ran down and kicked the field goal to end the game. So that's what happened as far as that, right? So, and since that's the only game of the night, they unlucked up. That's why I said they lucked up as Rabbit Foot Lions. So, but and then like I said earlier, they got some games to go. They got to play the Bears. They got to play the Bills on the 15th. Supposedly, YouTube only send the notifications to 20 or 30% of your subscribers base. Yeah, but that's I don't know. Sometimes like maybe we need to figure out how to, if we see some notifications, we got to share the notifications on certain walls. But that's why I said, even with that being said, we have to. That's why we have to figure things out. Like so, like I got Rilla's 30 minutes. He gonna be on, and I was like, oh man, I gotta see what Realist is talking about. And then when he got on, I think his came at 10:30. When he got on, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see what he talking about. He started talking about Papa Will. Uh, they stay holding people. But that's what that But that's the thing that we gotta do in general. Instead of worrying like instead of worrying about who's going live when they're going live, let's make sure that people come and support their live. Right? If realist like realist went on at 11, share the live out. All right, yo, realist is having a conversation. Do that real quick. Hit the like button. Try to get back and hear what he's talking about. If it works for you, you stay. If it don't work for you, don't nah. I don't know why they hate on you though, realist. I ain't gonna lie to you. You are you are OG to me on YouTube. You know what I mean? That's what you do, right? Ever since I've been here, you've been doing things. You've been chilling. You've been trying to stay out of people's ways. You've been doing what you need to do as far as your premieres, your uploads. You just did a live for the first time in a while. I don't know why they hate on you. Tell them to hate themselves and sit on down somewhere. What up, though? Word, what's going on with you? Come on in. Mike check. You talking to nobody. You on mute. You man,
Oh
you
man,
starting
I'm
early.
happy you said that. I sure was talking to myself. I was literally talking, bro. I was man, like my wife. I'm trying to watch the end of the game. She like, grab this, do this. I'm like, oh sure. She was like, make sure the garbage go out tonight. I'm like, man, you awfully bossy when it comes to handicap person. Like I'm supposed to be handicapped, bro. You can't be just telling me to do everything when the game on. At least act like I'm handicapped or something till the game go off. Shit.
Yeah, but that game, listen, man, like I was saying earlier, that game was whew, like you can't even fault the Packers, right? They gave the ball back to the Lions with too much time. They ran out of timeouts. They couldn't stop them. And that Dan Campbell boy, he's a risk taker, right? He'll take it down to the final second. He'll go fourth and five, fourth and a quarter of an inch. He's gonna go for it. If it makes sense to him, he's going for it. His
Big
mic is a
balls
rabbit
Dan.
football.
That's what
His
we
mic is
call him.
rabbit foot.
Big balls Dan. Dan Big Balls Campbell. Like 'cause that bro, I'm looking like, bro, you weird, bro. Like this why you ain't go to the Super Bowl last year, motherfucker. You ain't learned your lesson, I see. Huh. Okay.
He made every fourth down. So, well, he made the majority of them. I don't think he missed one. I didn't see
Yeah,
him miss
well,
one.
yeah, the one when they was on a goddamn 30. I'm like,
Oh
bro, you
yeah,
going
yeah,
for it.
yeah. The last one, yeah.
Yeah.
He ran fourth
Like,
and
man,
one.
you got one of the best punters in the league, man. Jack Foster is the truth when it comes to punting. Let that man punt and play the fit. He like, nah, we going for it. Well, fuck it. Our defense will do it. Like, bro, do you know the defensive front seven is only two players at the start of that game? It was only two players who was on the fucking team, bro.
In the
through the
beginning.
first 8 weeks. Through the first 8 weeks. There's only two players that was playing, Jack Campbell and Aleem McNeil. Everybody else came after week 8, bro. Muhammad, all of them came from practice squad
Everybody.
and all that.
Right. And that's why, sometimes, old rabbit foot Dan Campbell, well, you got a rabbit foot too. That's why, because you on the Detroit team, so you got a rabbit foot. But all you rabbit foot people, listen, it don't matter. It seems like he pushed the buttons and it works in your favor, right? Like just like I said, just look at the last drive. Man, if they'd have missed any miscue, I think you would have broke the TV.
Right.
You'd have broke
I,
the TV. I know.
I wouldn't even watch. I would have broke my phone. I can't even watch it on TV. I'd be
Whatever.
sitting there scanning my head back and forth, bro. I can only see a portion of my TV. I got some big ass TV. To watch the game,
Mm,
I gotta actually look on my phone. Oh, what is going on? Am I still here?
you here? You good? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, bro. My screen was on StreamYard, like I was trying to start a show or something. But I'm
You
okay. I'm
probably
back.
was. Uh, well, you probably was editing your show for Saturday. So, you know, but yeah, you guys you know, like I said, it was a great game, but your defense held it down. They didn't let them score that touchdown when they drove and made them take that field goal. Because y'all was going back and forth, especially the last portion of the third into the fourth. It was like, okay, you guys score, the Packers come back and score. You score again, Packers score. They kicked the field goal. They stopped you that 4th and 1. They kicked the field goal. Y'all held them right there, and that would allow y'all to get the ball last and kick that field goal with 2 seconds. And now you guys are 12-1. You got 10 days off. Hopefully these 10 days are going to help you. Some people may come back in the next 10 days, but you're playing Buffalo, right? But Buffalo's coming down to Detroit. And like I was telling everybody else, Buffalo has something to play for. They're trying to get that number one spot. You trying to solidify the number one spot. So that game is going to be of importance, So you guys got to rest up.
I think who did the Eagles lose against?
Oh my God. Who was it? I
I
forgot.
don't even.
Somebody, I know when Saquon dropped that, was it the Saints? I know one was against the Saints because I think that's when Saquon dropped the ball and they was trying to kill him. And then they won like 8 in a row. And so I don't remember the other team. I can't remember that
Cause,
right now. But it was like early in the season.
'cause
But
I
they
was
won
watching
9 they straight.
when I was watching the post game show. They were saying even if the Lions lose against the Bills and win out, they have a better conference record than the Eagles. And I'm like, well, the Eagles must have lost against two NFC teams then.
One was the Saints.
That's
I
the
know that
case.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. So, but they gotta win out. The Eagles gotta but they're not gonna win. I don't think they're gonna win out. They got too many tough games.
Who, the
I did
Eagles?
their schedule. Yeah, I did their schedule. I think they gotta play the
Mm.
Commanders again. They play in Pittsburgh this week. Is it Pittsburgh? Yeah, they play
Oh shit.
Pittsburgh. They playing Pittsburgh coming up soon. Not this week, next week, the 15th.
Okay.
Uh
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
uh I don't know. I think they play like the Giants and the Cowboys. And I think they play the Browns this week. Did they play the Browns this week? I think so. I think the Eagles play the Browns. No, the Pittsburgh play the Browns. But they're not. I don't. The Commanders. The Commanders have to play for their playoff position. There's going to be a couple playoff teams that the Eagles have to play. Just like how you guys got to play the Packers. I mean the Vikings, Buffalo, and the 49ers. They got an outside chance to win their division, even though they're like 2 games out. But you know, you guys got to stay shut. The,
Who, the
the Lions got
49ers?
to stay
Didn't
sharp.
didn't
Yeah,
didn't they lost McCaffrey and they lost both their running backs, didn't they?
yeah, but they don't care. The Seahawks and Cardinal game this week is gone. Like if the Seahawks win, they'll have like a 3-game lead. But if they lose, the Cardinals The Cardinals and the Seahawks will be tied for first place. And if the Seahawks lose and the Rams, they play Buffalo this week too, I think. No, they don't. No. They play no, they do play Buffalo. I just ran down the list, right?
Oh, the
And if the
Seahawks.
Rams win, no, the Rams. If the Rams win, there'll be a three-way tie for the AFC West. If Seattle lose, because Seattle lost, they play the Cardinals. They'll be tied. And then if the Rams beat whoever they playing, which I believe is Buffalo, there'll be a
Yeah, they play
three-way tie
Buffalo.
for the AFC West. So that's why I was telling everybody those are the games of importance. Just like the Falcons and Vikings. That's an important game because the Falcons they tied with the Bucks for the NFC South, and then the Bucks they playing the I forgot who the hell they playing. They playing somebody that's trash though. So
I gotta go back and listen to Realist Live. I didn't even, bro. I've been watching the game and then taking the garbage out and putting the kids because they birthday. My son birthday the 13th. My daughter birthday the 22nd. Then you got the holiday. So I was
oh, thank you, Commander. So Commander just put the score. The Eagles lost to the Tampa Bay Bucks and Falcons. That's why they have to. Their two losses is in the NFC conference. That's
okay.
why.
So yeah, as long as I mean the Lions can drop to the whatchamacallit, they just gotta win out in the conference. I know they can beat the Bears, but bro,
Yeah, I'm not really
that's
worried about the
ridiculous.
Bears. I'm worried about the Vikings because they're on. Like I said, they're on their tail. So that
Yeah,
last
I'm
game
worried
could
about the
be
Vikings, bro.
that game could be for the conference and the division at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
That's at
So
home, ain't
week
it?
17. Yes.
Yeah, I think they're
Yeah.
gonna play the Bears away. I think they all their games are home except for the Bears.
The Bears, I think I just
Oh,
no 49ers.
49ers. Yeah, they gotta go out to San
Bears and
Francisco.
49ers, and then they come home and play the Vikings. But that game right there could be for everything. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, that's why I'm telling everybody, like, we gotta stay up and watch these games. These are the games of importance. Like, I'm not really worried about the wild card people, even though, like I said, in the NFC, you got the teams like the Bucks. They may whoever wins that division, they ain't gonna make it. The team that lost ain't gonna make it. The NFC West, those two teams ain't gonna make it. That's just for the division outright. Only way they could do that is if the Commanders start losing games and stuff like that and knock themselves out. They eliminate themselves, which is possible because Dan Quinn, that's what he do. He give up 28-3 leads and things like that. But that's another story for another day, right? But so yeah, so it's prevalent that we continuously watch these games going forward, so that way we can size up who's gonna play who, when, and where, and that way, like I said, if you got if the Lions hold on and get that bye, they would have these 10 days off, right? And then they would have a bye starting the playoffs. So that'll help them immensely. So
yeah,
they have to do what they gotta do. But that's why they play the games. You play the game so you can have the advantages that you need to have. And one of these advantages is getting your guys well. Like you guys are injury hit, right? I think did Branch even come back in the game tonight? I think he did, but I wasn't even
I
paying
don't think
attention.
I don't think he did.
Right, and look, that's another one you unlost. Then see what I'm
And
saying?
Lane McNeil went out too, bro.
Yeah, it's like a couple of people that went out tonight. And like I said, this was a hard fought game. This wasn't no, they was down by 10 or 15 points and they came back and made this game close. This wasn't that. This is all right. We racing up and down the field. You score, I score. We stop you. We kick the field goal. Y'all get the ball back. Boom. We won the game at the end. That was listen, Detroit was holding their breath. I can tell you that for certain. If you wasn't holding your breath tonight, ooh, you got some good lungs because you must have known they was gonna pull this one out. But hey, you guys got the rabbit foot. That's shout out to
Yeah.
Commander. Rabbit foot.
I knew with 6 minutes in the game, I was like, they got it. At the beginning of the fourth, it was a toss up, but at 6 minutes, I was
Right.
like, well, I was like, they go pull this out. I was like, I mean, a couple like 2 years ago, I'd have been like, damn, they lost. Same old Lions. You can't say that shit no more.
Look, say yeah, you can't. It's not the same old Lions, and that's the thing. When that momentum is pulling you towards your progression, man, it's a serious thing. Like, yo, man, I ain't listen, man. I don't care what Dan Campbell going to do. He might have to go out there and kick the field goal, but we're gonna make it. So I ain't worried about it. That's how you guys feel this year, because that's exactly what's happening, right? You don't care if it's the Packers. You didn't care if it was the Vikings. You didn't care who it was, the 49ers in the beginning, whoever it was. But you ended up pulling these games out. The only game you didn't pull out, here you go. It was my fault. It ain't your fault, Silver Shocker. But nobody told you to wear. Nobody tried to tell you to rep your cousins. And now look, your cousin may be making the playoffs again anyway. So you did all that for nothing. Told you go ahead and just let them have a good get a pick and they win. You would have been satisfied. Nah, I'm going down there with my cousin. That's my guy. Yeah, you jinxed him.
Yeah.
So take it on yourself.
I
But
wasn't even
hopefully,
gonna go at first. I was like, man, that's too much. And I was like, man, I don't get. I never got to see him play live. So I seen
oh
him
wow.
in college. Since he been in the league, I ain't never seen him. So I was like, I gotta go see him.
So but now look, we would like 2 weeks ago we talked about they ain't gonna make the playoffs. Now look, they in playoff, they in tied for first place. It's possible he can come back this year and make an impact in the playoffs. See what I'm saying? You don't know, but that's why you got to continuously play these games out. Teams be going down the wrong way, like the Falcons lost 3 in a row, right? You got the Bucks been winning. Now they tied up. Now they probably go down to the last game of the year. It's gonna be some last game of the year scenarios on both sides of the conferences, AFC and NFC. So we're gonna
Cause
sit there and see how it's gonna go.
Mike Evans back,
Go ahead.
right?
Mike Evans is back. He just had a 100-yard game last week. And that's why I'm saying they getting it. They're not getting Godwin back. He's finished. He tore
Yeah,
his leg up that game. But
yeah. I
Mike
think he
Evans is
done,
enough.
bro. He
Yeah,
been, he might be
he's
done
been.
done after this.
Yeah, we don't wish that on anybody, but when you play this game and you getting your knees popped out and the ACLs is being torn apart, that's a real part of the game. And sometimes we don't even count that, but that Mike Evans he's been nice for a long time. So, but even
Mhm.
he got to be a little bit tired. As much as people don't like Baker Mayfield, he fits that team. He's been
Yeah,
holding on to that team for the duration. Like Mike Evans came back maybe a game or two back, but he was gone for like 4 or 5 weeks, and he's been
yeah,
holding them back. I mean, he's been holding them down rather. You know, the defense was playing good enough to keep them in the game, and Baker Mayfield was winning those games for him. So he might. I don't know if he could be comeback player of the year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make him that because he's doing the things that he needs to do, even though he played last year. But hey, he did all this with nothing, pretty much. Like I said, Godwin was out, Mike Evans was out. The running back that just ran for like 200, 100 some yards the other day, he got banged up. He's out. So we got to see where this goes. But that's one of the things that sports that it do. It makes it gives us something to look at. Give us a okay. Who do we expect to do what? I can't wait for next year when we do the fantasy draft, the fantasy league. That
yeah. That's gonna be dope.
I think people gonna be like, God, come on, I need y'all to lose on purpose. Look, lose on purpose. Just let my guy win. I don't care if the team wins. I just need my guy to get his points. And then, like I said, that's another way to bring everybody together. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm looking forward to that. Uh Wait, you ain't going live tonight. What I'm talking about?
Nah,
You
I
ain't
ain't
going
going.
live.
No, I'm
You ain't
chilling.
going live.
I was gonna pop on for real quick and just tell everybody we doing that Saturday, but it's on the community post. I ain't had nothing to say
Yeah,
anyway tonight.
yeah, I shared that anyhow. Oh well, Buster's shared it down anyhow. We the same, but whatever. It's only us here. People in the
Yeah, I
bushes, they
appreciate you
listen.
sharing that out. Yeah, man, if y'all can share that out, man, just let people know who know Pops. I talked to KY today. Pops is in hospice. His organs is shutting down. So, I told him, queen of the whole damn thing. I know Realist knowing, but she going to Vegas in a couple days. So I said, let's do something, while he's still here, man. Let's show him, we appreciate him, man, and we love him. So I don't like waiting till people go and tell them how much I care about them, or how much they impacted me. And Pops, I mean, man, if y'all been rocking with me, man, y'all already know, especially that first year of YouTube. Man, we used to be on the late night, 3, 4 in the morning, bro, clowning, just having fun, man. He telling us all these wild stories when he was young. I remember them word for word, man. We sitting up there rolling, man. Like Pops, bro. All he wanted to do was entertain and educate, man. If it wasn't for Pops, I wouldn't know about no damn Christo Christian. Now I do, you know. And bro, I'm telling you, man, like Pops, bro, he got that info, man. And I mean, I knew some stuff, especially being, having native blood and knowing my history from my people, not from no textbook. But Pops made everything make sense. He made everything make sense, man. He had some of the missing pieces that I didn't know about. Just understanding what the word Swarty was. Like I thought I knew what it was. I thought it was like a dirty white person because when you look it up, but then he gave me a different reference to look up, and when I did, I'm like, oh my God, this shit was sitting right here in my face this whole time. Like, and I didn't know,
Yeah.
you know. So, Pops put me up on game with a lot of things, man. And I just appreciate him for that because he didn't have to. He didn't even know me. And he just, latched on to me. Like he seen my avatar was like, oh, yeah, we can rock. I'm like, cool. Most people see it and they get kind of turned off, like, oh, that Egyptian shit. But he knew exactly. He knew about the Thunderbird and everything. Like, oh, because the Hootie been all over the world. He got different names. But the Hootie here in the Native American culture was the Thunderbird.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying, like, as much as we think we have a lot of the information, there's always someone that has more information to add to you, right?
Hmm.
And OG, as realists would call him, he had that knowledge, and he ain't had no problem, sharing that information. Because I truly believe he understands the concept. What good is the wisdom if you ain't sharing it? You know what I'm saying? That's something that we all have to take with us, right? If we getting this wisdom and understanding, what good is it holding it and not using it or giving it to somebody? I think he's one of those people that has done that, well, religiously, no pun intended. That's just who he was. If he got any information for you, he'll share it out to you, and then he'll tell you some stories and crack some jokes right behind the knowledge that he's giving you. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we're going to continuously show love to the people that's able to receive it. Not, we're just gonna have to do it on a continuous basis. Like I said, somebody is hurting right now, right? Because this is some painful news. But at the end of the day, I want the people to know you got our support. We here for you. Like I said, if you want to come up here and have that conversation, you can have it. We understand it's a sports channel, but it's a comfort channel too. You need the support. We're here for you. Whether it's here, whether it's busted down Brown, it doesn't matter. We are here to be supportive. And like I said, there's nothing like the support today because, like I said, this is heavy news. Even though this news has been out for a couple of days, it's still heavy. It's something hurtful to people, and we just want to give love to the people that's going through it. And we want y'all to know we're here for you guys, and we're praying for you guys, praying for Papa Will as well. So that's the best that we can do, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be there for those that need it.
That's what we go do. And Commander, sis, I appreciate you so much, man. Uh, I appreciate you so much because I know you heard my voice and that's why you popped up last night. But you carry me, man, and I appreciate that. I really do. From the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate it because I was probably about to end it. Like I was just feeling it, man. Like that. It's just Um, well, you can't, do nothing about something and somebody you appreciate, and then you ain't really get the time that you wanted with them, you know. But Pop always been Pop. He know how I feel. Like that was one of the people I talked to. They got my number, him and KY. So I talk to him a lot. I talk to him more offline than I do online. Like
Mm,
we communicate more offline because KY be in the bushes everywhere, so he don't even be coming
hmm.
out. But just some of the conversations that we had, and it don't even be about YouTube, just be about life, man. And he just, you know, telling me, you know, that he proud, that, the way I'm moving and keep doing what I'm doing. It was always encouraging, still is,
That's a
man.
mis.
So
Yeah, see, that's another misconception that people have about this thing too, right? That it's just entertainment and things like that. No, you can actually meet some pretty dope people on this thing, right? And
yeah,
sometimes it translates to everyday situations. Like, I just needed somebody to talk to, man, and you picked up the phone and called and this, and this, right? Because, like I said, at the end of the day, people live their life through this thing. People get healing from this thing. Like we have to understand that. So our job as in totality is, uh, to be supportive, right? It's the support is not just hitting sometimes the like buttons, or sometimes it's not just sharing a thing out. If you have that opportunity, that humbling situation to where somebody entrust you with, certain things, we got to stop worrying about if people going to use that against us and just believe in no, not believe, but know that, hey, I give you my number. We're gonna have this conversation. It's to help us get through a situation, or if you have information that's gonna help me do this, that, and the third, and not be weaponized and things like that. But we know that people go through that, so you hear more of those stories than the stories that's being told right now. That you can actually reach out and you know Papa Will will be there to have that conversation with you. Kalani will be having that conversation with you. Those are the things that need to be spoken about more instead of, I told this, and this, and now they telephoned it to where Jane went to go get Becky, and like nobody want to hear all of that stuff. That's why, we trying our best to make sure that, these channels that we are on, we're doing the best that we can to make sure that you're comfortable. Take your shoes off, speak about whatever we need to speak about sports on this particular channel, but anywhere else we can have those conversations elsewhere.
man. Let me tell you something about Kalani. Okay, Kalani has got more free coaching services for me than anybody I personally know. That I love that dude, man. Um, he ain't perfect, He ain't even right. Something wrong with Kalani. Kalani got issues. He got problems, but his heart is pure gold, man. Like he will try to his own detriment, and I appreciate that. He always check up on me, bro. Kalani always check up on me just to make sure I'm okay. Just for him to say, "Man, I love your show. I love what you're doing." And I mean, he ain't perfect. He got a lot of flaws, but that he perfect for me, if that makes sense. And Papa Whip, man, they opened their arms and brought me into their family, bro. Like I didn't talk to their family. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's
Mm-hmm.
like, man, it's all love, man. Like this the thing, right? Like I want you to look at this. Now I know we ain't on sports right now, but this is still
Go ahead,
something
rock
that
out,
people can benefit
rock
from,
out.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Always say life is duality, right? So I want you to think about this. You can know someone your whole life and not know them, right? So why wouldn't you understand that you can meet somebody online and never be around them and still develop a bond, a good relationship? That can happen. Just the opposite too. You can know someone your whole life and never really know their ass.
Mm-hmm. And that's
So
the
if that's
that's the
possible,
thing.
it's also possible that you can develop relationships, you can develop bonds through online. Think about back in the day when wasn't no online shit. It was people building relationships through writing letters, man, pen pals from overseas and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like my grandma
Mm,
used to have a whole family in Africa that she used to donate, like send like $20 a month to and shit. And
mm-hmm.
one day she sent them, and my whole family was mad, bro. One day she sent them like 5K, right? And my uncle was balancing her books and seeing that she sent 5K. Do you know that family came here like 2 weeks later, met my grandmother, and was like, they was crying. Like my grandmother helped them move to America. We didn't even know. I was a kid, so I didn't know. But when I got older, told them the story, and I still have a relationship with those people, bro. They family.
Mm,
You know, that's my
right.
grandmother's adopted family, so they my family. You know what I'm saying? It's two generations of them now. You know, and they doing good. But they was like in the Waterhole village in Africa, bro. And just my
Mm,
grandma donating $20. She was doing that for 5 years and then sent them 5K and they made their way over here. Six of them. And they thriving. Like you just like man, it's about what you do. It's really about what you do. It's about actions, man. I mean, we go stumble, we go mess up. It ain't about the mess up. It's about how you correct it and move forward. You know, we post to mess up, we post to fall out, we post to argue, we post to bicker. All that shit supposed to happen, but it happens for a reason, right? That's the fire. That's the adversity. You know, if you can fall out with somebody and get over that, guess what? If it happens again, you already know what to do. Sometimes you need space, sometimes you need the conversation, sometimes you just need to let it go. But if you can do it, it's been done. You know, and that's with
mm-hmm.
family. You can do that with people too. It's all about what we do and our intentions. You know? I ain't got no malice in my heart for nobody, and I promise you I don't. My life has been a roller coaster, bro, and I'm just enjoying the good part about it. So I have no ill will for nobody. I have no malice in my heart. I want to see everybody do good and great. You know, I stay out of people's way. I won't disturb people, but I ain't about to attack people. I ain't about to try to hurt people. I did enough of that, you know, indirectly, you know, but it happened. So, you know, I learned my lesson from that. So now I'm just here to try to assist, be a resource. You know, that's all I can do. But
Yeah, we appreciate you for that. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, like you said, only thing we can do is try, right? I don't believe in that word either, realist. I despise, I dislike, but that word right there is a strong word. That thing could take over a whole mindset for people, right? Like, just think about people that have rivals, right? Like, for example, uh, 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 the Lions versus the Bears, the Lions versus the Packers, right? They hate, those fan bases hate each other so much. They be tussling in the crowd, trying to toss people off the stadium podiums and stuff like that, all of that crazy stuff, all because of just the rivalry, the passion of that word right there, that dislike. It's a terrible thing, and the fact that we see that every day on this app, like I said, they so loud with it that they make it a majority, no, a majority figure, and it's not even that many people that do it, but they get the clamoring, they get the momentum. It just seems like everybody has that venom in them, that H word, that venom, and we're doing the
you
best
know,
to show people that we're the opposite.
yeah, 'cause you know what's messed up, man. You know, rest in peace to Lady DJ. You know, I don't judge people, bro. You know, she did what she did on here. I ain't gonna lie, I was entertained. She get the roast of your ass, bro. She got you. There wasn't many people who could fuck with Lady DJ when it came to roasting, bro. But you know, now she not here no more. You know, and instead of letting her rest, people using her name to beef with other people, bro. Like that shit weird, bro. Like let that lady rest, man. Shit. You know, let
Like
that
she
lady
fight,
rest.
Yeah, she had a fight in real life, right? You know, she couldn't win that fight. Let her relax. Let her soul, let her name relax. But like I said, you have people that don't care about things like that. And that's why a lot of the time people don't want to open up for situations like that. Let that lady rest in peace, right? Don't sit there and use her name to weaponize her name now that she ain't here. She can't even defend herself. Now, somebody who's to come out there and do something crazy because y'all don't think YouTube is real. Yeah, they heard their name on you. They heard their mama name, or they heard their auntie, they grandmother, whoever she represents. Somebody heard that name used wrong. They running down on you on site. Then what? Oh, I didn't know. You should have known because this is real too. And this is what
It's real
everybody
life,
has to
man.
understand. This is real life situation. Just because y'all talk like it ain't, because y'all hiding your faces and things like that, you can get got on this thing. And I don't even like talking like this, but I'm just saying YouTube is real. The same way you can make enemies is the same way you can make a friendship. Like I don't
Hmm.
have a problem saying that uh 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 word is my guy. I ain't got no problem saying that. I ain't got no problem saying realist is the realest one here because I can say we never had that problem. He never did nothing fake to me, or I've never seen him do anything fake per se. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what my eyes is telling me that he stands on his name. Commander is commander. She commands the respect just by being a very humbling self. Those are real life situations. I just gave you three scenarios of what people do in their real life. They act that way on this app. But if we don't understand that scenario and all we hear is all right, we hear the beef sector, the dirty sector, this sector, that sector, that's all you're going to hear about. But they're the one that's making the biggest noise. But they might be the minority, even though our numbers they may not clamor to their numbers. They just making the biggest noise. But you can have the opposite effect on somebody. You can actually help somebody get through a situation. You can actually be a resource. You can actually learn something like real estate, stock markets, better vocabulary, encouraging words, things like that. It ain't always got to be about well, this one is a hole and this girl is a B, and it ain't got to be all about that. But that's what people clamor to, so that's what they're gonna hear. But like I said, on this channel, that's not what it's about. We're gonna have the conversations that we need to have a conversation about. This was one of these days that this conversation need to be had. Why? Because we're losing people that have been influencers, whether good or bad, whether it was their intent or not, whether they was, recognized for doing it or not. Today is the day that we're recognizing these people. Rest in peace to Lady DJ and Pop Will. We like I said, we still hold in prayer for him. May his healing hand, may the Creator's healing hand touch Papa Will right now. May the Creator hear the prayers of his families and loved ones. May that all be received and may the results come out the way what it do. And
Hey,
if they need support, we be there to support.
and say a prayer for Kalani too, because that's like that man's dad. Like Papa Will mean everything to that man. So he's strong, but I can hear it, man. Yeah, shout out to my bro, man. Shout out to KY.
And when we all come in and show love for Pop on Saturday, we'll Kalani gonna receive that same respect too. If that's what you're saying, what the situation is, we ain't got no choice but to show love because we can't do it in the normal the quote unquote real fashion. We can't roll up to where they at and do that. You know what I mean? We can do it here though. It's the same. It's the same reception, right? If it's genuine, he's gonna receive it. If he want to open his arms for it, he'll receive it. It'll be there for him. It'll be there for Pop's family and whoever else wants that too. That's what it is. like I said, all I want to say is, all I hope is that this is not a momentary scenario, right? You, you know, I always compare this to the Alabama boat situation when everybody, oh, we're gonna band up and whoop the white people. No, we need to band together. Period. I might be a hopeless romantic in that aspect, but that don't mean I don't get to try and make it happen. So that's what I'm gonna continuously do. So shout out to those that is on that mission to do that. Shout out to like I said, the word. We appreciate you. You deserve a little bit of flowers, even though you be acting up sometimes. But you deserve some flowers too. You know what I mean? You be cutting up a whole lot, but you know you
Bro, I
deserve some
told you,
flowers.
I'm the original poor little Tink Tink. I'm the original Tink Tink, bro. I'm the original can't get right. I'll be all right one day. I'll
Yeah,
be
you
all right.
know, and it just like I said, there's so many people on here, right? Like, for me, like, everybody got a day one. Realist is Realist is my day one, right? Him and Atmosphere. Those are the two guys that was around me the most when I started this journey, right? I mean, I had Meek and I had Meek, Selena, Water, all of these people, but as far as the fellas, Realist is there. Yo, Busted, what's going on? Hey, Busted, how you get that name? Axe Atmosphere. I wasn't me, but you know what I mean. You know that's how it goes in the beginning. You start, having conversation. They have their little conversations in the chat. Something developed. All right, you ain't that name no more. You bust it now. You bust it down, Brown. All right, well that's who I am then. Straight, cool, whatever. That's who I am now. Now I'm busted down, Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'm rocking with the people that rock with me. They show support. They not only do they show support, they encourage. All right, yo, Buster, you might have to turn that down a little bit because people might not understand what you're talking about real quick. All right, cool, appreciate you. Things like that. And in return, I do the same. I really, stay encouraged. I know people trying to take you out. I know YouTube trying to take you out. They want to give you your notifications. But if I'm here, realist, I got your back. I'll share it. I'll do what I need to do. Things like that. That's what you do in the community. I don't care about nothing else. I just care that the people that deserve it, they receive it. That's what I'm about. Whether it's like I said, this chat, bust it down, Brown, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's gonna be given by them by me, regardless.
Man, I'll tell you this. Like you said, your day ones, Realist always been consistent in who he is. Always to what he said he was and to what he do. So you can't do nothing but appreciate that, bro. Realist got the perfect name, the realest one on here. So I appreciate bro. Bro been there for me since day one. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate bro. I appreciate me.
Ha-
You know, I appreciate everybody. It's some people, and this is what I try to explain to people, man. You have to appreciate people for who they are. Like Perpetual, Platypus. That's my dog. I ain't talked to her in a while, but it's just with me, once I like you, I love you. That's just how I am. Um, and she one of them people. Juju, they over on TikTok doing their thing. It's people who ain't around, but they're around. You know what I'm saying? So,
mhm.
people, this is what people do. They put expectations on people without telling the people they have expectations on. And when they don't live up to it, then that's how they judge. But the reality is, if a person is consistent in what they are and who they are, then you can't do nothing but appreciate that. you know. And it's people on here that I rock with. You, kn- no matter why things are the way they are or go the way they go, you just know. I just know I do the right thing. I have no malice in my heart for people, and things always work out the way they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So um, I say always give people grace, man. Give people what you want. I ain't perfect. I ain't gonna ever be perfect. Not until I'm dead and gone. Then people can judge, but I'm gonna make mistakes. So I expect everybody else to. That's the only expectation I put on people that they gonna fuck something up. That's the reality, man. Like we gonna fuck shit up. I done fucked shit up today. You know what I'm saying? I done tripped and put a hole
Mm-hmm.
in my wall. I gotta fix that. But my wife still loves me. She's like, damn, you gonna fix that tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. Shit happens, but it's not about how you start. It's not about how you really go through it, but it's about how you finish, man. And because that process, the starting and the journey, that's where you learn how to finish. So it's not about how you start, it's not about how many times you fall and get back up. It's about how you finish. Did you finish the race? Did you finish strong? Did you learn through the adversity that brought you to this final point? What did you learn?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, people, it's just like you said, man, we gonna keep creating an environment where people can thrive, where people can develop and be themselves. We just gonna keep doing that, man. No matter how boring it get. 'Cause I know I'll be boring as hell, bro. I'll be listening to my playbacks falling asleep. Like, okay, I see why.
Yeah, but like you said, we gotta be, when you do this thing, you gotta be creative, right? You gotta do things that'll keep people like. That's why this page is always gonna be available, right? Because I don't care what if you sound boring talking about sports, there's something wrong with you. You ain't got a sports bone in your body, then, right? I don't think I'm boring. I mean, like I said, we're gonna spice it up. I'm just trying to make this channel active because, like I said, football season's about to end. Basketball season, like I said, once we do these fantasy leagues and things like that, it's a wrap. It ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? So we're gonna continue to do that. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to my AAA guy. That's realist. Realist is AAA. Always act accountable. Always act accordingly. Right? That's the AAAs. That's where we get that from. We driving down the street, the YouTube street with that. Always act accountable or always act accordingly, right? However you want to use the A's, there's three of them, and that's realest thing right there.
Hey, really? Do you remember this lady named Leah? Her name was Leah. She used to be in Nate chat, then she came over to my chat. Um, I was thinking, I don't know why she popped up in my head the other day, but I went back to some of my old lives because I couldn't. I know it started with an L, and then when I seen her chatting, then she was on the panel a couple times. I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I don't know why she popped up in my mind, but yeah, I was just telling Gary like how people used to come through the channel and shit, be all fucked up, and as a group, not just me, but as a group, we came together and encourage people. Man, I miss that shit, bro. That's what we was doing. We was just coming together, encouraging one another, and having fun, you know, and having fun.
But at the end of the day, we let that minorities that minor problem become major. We don't stop it from escalating, and then it turns into what it turns into. Well, we need to figure that out too. Not Triple H, Commander, but that's what like I said, going forward, that's what we need to do. We need to give the people the flowers that deserve it, and we need to keep ourselves on the track that we have already planned to do. Like I said, a lot of folks came and went. That's what it looked like to me. You know
Yeah,
what I
bro.
mean?
A lot of folks, bro.
A lot of
A
folks
lot of
came and
folks.
went. A lot of folks, they found reasons to take their little piece with them and turn it into chaos, however you want to view it. But like I said, over here we're gonna do the best that we can. So, whether it's like I said, tomorrow might be SmackDown Friday. We're gonna have that conversation about what's going on, the injuries. I'm hearing some bad things, like somebody might be getting fired on SmackDown, or somebody
Mm.
quit, or whatever the case may be. So
Oh,
we going
you gotta share
what's
some
that guy?
rumors, bro. You gotta share the rumors, bro.
They talking about LA Knight about to be up out of there. Uh, uh,
Mm.
uh, Kevin O. This might be Kevin Owens' last fight. on Saturday night main event. This contract is about to be expiring and all this so crazy stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on that I try to keep for those particular wrestling nights. But you always want to spill the sauce. That's what you do. But that's all right. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I'm the one who give
But
people Christmas presents to them a week before Christmas.
you want to give Christmas. You want to give Christmas on Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for you.
Right.
Take your
That's
Christmas
like,
present now. Just stay away from me the next 30
yeah, as
days.
soon as I buy something for somebody, there you go. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you. Like people hate that I do that, but you know why I do that? It was one year. It was around the 16th, and I got in a situation, and I was almost out of here. And when I got home, I'm looking around, and I'm like, man, if I was gone, I would have never been able to give my mama this. So I just gave it
Mm,
to her. And I've been like that ever since, bro. It's like
mm.
you never really know. So if I'm gonna do something for somebody, as soon as here you go, just take it now and act like you got it for Christmas or something. That shit, I might not be here, so just enjoy it now. It's
They
crazy
say
how
that.
like events in life shape how and mold how you are, or just that little thing that I do. People like when I told her the story, she looked at me, and eyes watered up, and I'm like, that's just. I was in the car, bro. That bitch got hit 21 times, and I made it out without getting a scratch.
Mm,
Like my life flashed before my eyes. I
yeah,
remember that day, bro. The first
that's
the first three bullets, bro. I didn't even know it was bullets. I was drunk, sitting in the back seat of the car. Dude parked the car, got out, and they lit that bitch up, bro. Like, damn,
mm,
your own people set you up, man.
mm. And, since we are coming to that season of being givers, some of us is just gonna have to give a little bit more. 'Cause like I said, just like Thanksgiving, there's gonna be some people that don't celebrate this holiday for whatever reason, good, bad, or indifferent. So more than likely this year will be the gift. Maybe I mean, I know there's some football games on Christmas this year, so we'll probably speak about that on this chat and bust it down like he did last year. He gonna make himself the gift and just have a conversation over there. So we stretching ourselves thin, but we doing it for the right reason, so people could not feel alone. That's the goal. It's just it's the time. It shouldn't be like once a year, but those time in particular, because there's a lot of people that don't have families that, what I mean, they really don't have it like that. You know what I mean? So it's time to be the gift. And I'll more than likely, I know it's a Wednesday, the middle of the week. It's gonna be some terrible hump days for some people. New Year's is on hump day. People don't really do things like that. They don't celebrate it. I'm not even talking about the paganistic side of it. It's just they don't celebrate it because they don't have people to celebrate it with.
Wait,
So,
yeah,
uh,
a lot of folks can't like that. Now is the time. That's facts, bro. That's facts. And
it is.
but bro, your conversation are gifts, bro. Your conversations, I appreciate you, bro. I really do. And probably next year when I have some money, I'm gonna bless everybody. I'll be straight next year. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Y'all,
And
y'all helping. I mean, y'all encouraging and keep moving, a brother. That's
mhm,
inspiration and motivation. And that's why I say that. That's why in that clip with Commander, when she said that, that was so profound. Like everybody needs somebody, bro. We all need one another. We can try to do things on our own, but even if you accomplish it, bro, you're gonna be lonely as hell at the top. You're gonna be lonely as hell. So why not just come together, build together, and enjoy it together? You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely.
it's so messed up how people are indoctrinated, and I'm gonna use that term. I'm using that term for a reason versus talking about manipulated and nah, people are literally indoctrinated to not like one another, to hate one another, to find more ways more reasons to separate than to come together. That shit is fucking weird to me. That shit, I mean, look, everybody ain't good, everybody ain't for everybody. I agree with that, but the reality is you need cooperation. Even think about your body, bro, down to the molecular level. Everything within your body cooperates with one another. As so within, so without. Just how all these different organs, these nerves, the blood, everything has a job to do, and they cooperate with one another. And that's why you function. That's literally why you breathing. It's because your blood is working with your lungs is working with your brain, the nerves in the brain is working with the whole body. Like everything is cooperating. That's what we need to be. Everybody has different things about them. The diversity. That's why I always say the diversity is actually beautiful because the more people I meet, the less shit I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I can find,
Hmm.
okay, look, I can pay
Right.
this person to do that, pay this person to do that. I ain't got to worry about that. Pay everybody eating, and they pay me to do what I do. So everybody getting paid. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? That's
Hmm.
how it's supposed to be.
It is. But when you have that mantra, I was born alone, I'll die alone. I hate that thing. That thing don't have
Yeah.
nothing to do with life. Because no, if you understand that no man is an island. Just because you was born and you gotta die by yourself, you got a long stretch in between time. So what that means? You understand what I'm saying? That's why you're supposed to have helpmates, not even in the marriage or the religious aspect. You need a helpmate because you can't do all of this by yourself. You can't do none of, you can't do all of, how could you do all this by yourself? You sure as hell can't create a legacy by yourself. The legacy starts with your family. How you gonna do that? See what I'm saying? That's one of those stupid mantras that, all right, well, since I'm born alone, I got to do it. No, you don't. You need people around you. You need the right support system behind you. That, and since we're speaking about sports, there's a reason why there's no I in team. Because if it's a team concept, it takes everybody to do their part. If you the quarterback, you the quarterback. If you can't get the ball until the center snaps you the ball. You need people around you to protect you. You need holes to be for your running back to go through and do what he do. You need time to throw the ball. The defense need to stop the offense. All of that takes cohesion. And the fact that everybody wants to be individuals, there's no cohesion, and that's why there's large amount of scoring going on because nobody know what the hell they doing and nobody's winning. A lot of the times the games be tied because everybody don't know how the hell to stop the person. The time runs out and the scores. Everybody scores. That's why we need to figure out how to do this together as a team and not on an individual basis. So that was fly. But anyway,
Mhm.
anyway,
No, you're
yeah.
right, bro. And just to build off of what you just said, think about like what we said, like we a group of individuals, bro. And that people say, how can you be a group and still be individuals? Just like any team, just like any job, right? Like I don't understand how people don't have that concept. Like, look, we have a goal, but we do it our own way. We have our own ways, and that's what makes us unique. Because, like you said, the quarterback, he only look good if they block for him. You know, if
Hmm.
they ain't blocking for him, he ain't gonna look like crap. So everyone has a job to do, but their job, them doing their job, gets the group to the goal. So them being the individual gets the group. If they good at being at what they good at individually, it it betters the team. If you got blockers and that's all they know how to do, but they damn good at it, guess what? That's the whole concept. That's how that works. By being an individual, being who you are, that's what you bring to the group. That's what you bring to the solution. You know, is your individuality.
Hmm. And even with that being said, if you pay it for those that y'all that really understand the game of football, when you pay attention to it, if you know what the quarterback do, he'll treat his lineman. When that running back gets 2,000 yards, he treats the lineman. Why? Because he knows without Without him getting better, they can't get better either. A better him is not a better. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the mantra "a better you, a better us" is a necessity in everyday life. Like sometimes, like I said, Willis could say something to me and make me better. That makes him better. Why? Because he now understands, somebody's listening to me and made sense. Maybe I can go ahead and do that down the line, right? If Commander does that all the time. That's why she's loved by many. Word do it all the time. Even though he be putting people to sleep, so he say people are still receiving what the hell he get. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why the persistence and the continuation of you being consistent is a necessary step as well. So like I said, it's just the way people perceive things. Right now we on a turtle pace, but we also understand that turtle beat the damn hare for a reason. Let them keep sleeping
Man,
on us. We gonna win the race.
man, my dog just scared the shit out of me. It's pitch black in my backyard, and a dog. I heard something moving, and she ran right up to me like, "Woof." I'm like, "Oh shit!" What the? I'm gonna kick the shit out of my dog, bro.
Nola, don't do that, Nola.
Man,
Leave him alone. You know he got one good eye.
and that ain't even good. That one ain't even good. Shit, that's a half a eye.
Oh, he got a half an eye. He got a spade eye. He got a possible. Damn.
My eye work probably 9%.
Oh shit! Shout out to the nine then.
Shout out to the
Commander,
nine.
Commander, he coming to your office. I'm just saying, I can't take him nowhere. I can't take him nowhere at all. But
I
let me
feel
get
you.
off of this thing. I truly appreciate you guys coming through, having this very important conversation. It was well needed. Now we're getting back onto the sports tips. For those of you that, like I said, y'all still want to pick the games for Sunday, y'all can hit the community wall. Put your teams on the community wall. They will be added on to the picks, and we're gonna see who the best person wins. We will see you guys less than 24 hours. As you know, SmackDown will be will be presented WWE Friday. Until then, like I said, I appreciate y'all. Commander, you're gonna be doing some work tomorrow. Y'all fell asleep
Yeah.
91%. I can't take
I fall asleep 91% of the time. I keep awake.
damn
That's what I'm
shame.
talking
Man,
about. I just need
man, that's what
9% of
we're
your.
gonna do.
That's all I
Yeah, we
need.
need
9%
9%
of
of
your.
your time, and we
Oh,
gonna
I
we
put it
gonna
on
make
the
that
shirt.
9%. Hey, yeah, put that on a t-shirt. Well, we definitely gonna be back tomorrow night. If, like I said, if anything, we're gonna talk about AEW. Trick Williams getting hurt and getting blasted the other night. Uh, Jay Uso getting attacked Monday, and whatever happens on SmackDown, we gonna have something to talk about tomorrow. WWE Friday, y'all be there, be square. Mr. 33 he's signing out. Y'all come back to Channel 9 tomorrow. With that being said, I'm out.